in the game again, fam. I don't know what I was gonna say, but let's start that. So, not much of a change from this week here. I just even put it up right there. We're down about 120 some odd bucks. 119-ish and some change. No, so I've moved down Snowbank and Sparta. I guess you could see kind of went down to 6 and 7 for them. Just some things to point out I thought was somewhat important. Climber, we have 2 Climber now. When we first bought it, it was about 2,000 a piece. That would be 4,000 now. When time we first bought it was $9,000. Now like 400 and some bucks. We would have 4,000 Climber and about 1,200 in time. But we'll get to that in a second. The Umi, it's not doing well either. None of the DeFi 2.0s. They've been DeFi 2.0 womp womps. I mean, look, we still say we're in it for a year, so could be saying this now and then they turn around. I mean, everything is down now, so I'm showing patience. We'll see through. A little bit Sheeb, a little bit more Sheeb. We got some more here of the mechs. Mostly, I mean, I think most of it is locked mechs at this point, but some more mechs. The price of that is kind of maintaining a little bit, going up a little bit, so that's doing fairly okay. You know, and the market has been fairly middling as well. Some it hasn't continued to tank, is leveled out, basically, stayed even-ish. Geist has been doing okay, and Phantom, the Phantom network still is doing pretty well. DeFi Kingdoms, the price has come down a lot, so if you haven't in it, I would say, oh my gosh, this is the time for you to have. You should have been jumping in and getting in while it's still under $10 and loading up, because we'll get to some of that in a second. But you can see our account continues to go up, almost like about 40, a little bit less than 40, 30 something per week now, even though, the price is down. Not the amount of Jewel, because I say, remember, a lot of it's liquidity pools, and that's literally in pairs of 1 in Jewel, Avalanche in Jewel, and Artemis in Jewel. And so, and with this one, maybe even Phantom and Jewel as well. So there's a bit of a difference and discrepancy, but just, a ballpark figure of how much the amount we have going up each week, just because we are getting those amount of Jewel that's paid on rewards and placed back into the gardens. That's pretty much it for here. That was going to talk so much about. Show you a little bit of the map. This is the beta map of DeFi Kingdoms. If you're not that familiar with it, you can see how they put a little bit of flair with the changes here. And as you can see, the map is super expanded to show the land in here. You go here to the castle, to the chessboard, and you can buy land now and Jewel right now it was about 730-ish, so let's say $7, 736. Let's say let's just say $7 for the moment. If you want to spend 1.4 million, you can buy this, or this is 3.5. Yeah, wait, times 7. 1.4 and 3.5, and some a little bit cheaper here, or maybe people have been buying them. I was gonna say it was around about 50,000, so about 350,000, a little bit less than 350,000. You can buy some land here, and I want to see if people have been spending this amount of money for this land at this point. I don't know. Where would you like your plot? I know which one I think I would want. And if people who know me, they know which one that I would like. Look at and be like, oh yeah, I want that one. So I'm thinking these are going to be other areas as well. We'll talk more about this in another part, but this looks like this is definitely going to be a place of like competition or something. But we'll get into all of that. Look at this. Woo! This is why I tell you, get in while it's still under $10, because this is going to be huge. This game look like mines over here. All these mines, lakes. It's another, what's this? So another village over here. Where do you see yourself owning land at? Amazing. So for those who, maybe just watch these videos and don't watch my daily videos where I read the news, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of what I do there. So popcorn time. Crypto project in chaos after co-founder outed as fraudster. And this, of course, is relevant to us because it's about Time Wonderland. The multi-billion-dollar crypto project Wonderland has been engulfed in chaos after one of the co-founders was revealed to be a convicted fraudster. So the too long didn't read is it that one of the guys who've been one of the main voices of Time Wonderland is this guy who's been, been to jail, convicted for credit card, bank fraud, changed his name a couple of times. Was in one of the big scandals, if you remember, a couple of years ago, where the guy died and lost, supposedly died. And now I'm saying supposedly because now it's all up in question, but it was in Canada where the guy who was running this crypto exchange died and they didn't have access to the keys, and everybody was like, oh, the money's lost. And then later on they were able to break into what they found of his laptops and didn't find any of the money. So this guy was part of that and convicted for something in that, or maybe, I don't know if he's convicted of something in that, but the co-founder, it was that quadratic CX, a failed Canada exchange, later determined to operate a Ponzi scheme near the end of his life. He reportedly been convicted of computer bank, spent time, changed his legal name twice. So everybody found out he was doxxed. He was this guy named Sifu who was in charge of, one of the main guys with Daniele of running Wonderland, and everybody started tripping out. Now, granted, did he do anything wrong in Wonderland? No, nobody said anything about that. There were some complaints about buybacks, the price was going down, and some complaints about how it was ran. I think that's what, made somebody truly want to go figure out who the Sifu guy was. But it is what it is. So it's been a lot of chaos. Let's read a little bit more. So that came out. Revelation shook investors and prompted Protocol's other founder to call a vote on whether to vote Patron, I think that's a name, Patron, out of the project and whether to wind the project down or keep going. Chaos quickly overtook the Wonderland project, which provides an algorithmic reserve currency called Time that is backed by tokens contributed by investors. Wonderland is run as a DAO where token holders can vote on group decisions. The shocking circumstances and weighty choices that face the Wonderland DAO members were as good as a test as any of the promises of DAOs, which are rapidly proliferating, pitching themselves as a new form of governance on the blockchain. So voters overwhelmingly voted to kick Buddy up out the program. And that happened, 87% vote in favor. Then it became a vote on what happens. So then it became a big argument in the Discord. Oh, I was down here on Claymates. In the Discord about, what should happen next. And we'll get to what Daniela said about this. And so one of the arguments was that there was a bunch of whales came in as the price of Time just plummeted, bought a bunch, and then was like, yeah, just dissolve it and give the treasury, which would have, filled their bags up even more, while the people who, had lost money that were in, from earlier wouldn't have gotten nowhere near the amount of money that they put in. So that vote was winning to dissolve it, but then the little guys, everybody said, no, let's fight. So, reading here, the vote on winding the project down ended only after a dramatic stalemate, with some investors calling for the project to dissolve, for its treasury of user contributed funds to be refunded, and others fighting in support of the project. In the end, the Let's Keep the Program Alive won by 55%. and to carry on. So if you don't know, in these DAOs, the amount of the token you hold gives you voting power. So if you hold way more tokens than other people, you have a bigger voting block. So if all the whales vote together, they could theoretically have more votes than everyone. But the little people voted and said, we're going to keep it going. And at first, it seems like Daniele was like, he was kind of wavering over that point. But now I was showing there, he came out and said, look, we're going to continue on over the next couple of days. We're going to just kind of figure out what do you guys think we need to do, and then go from there. And here they had one where the question was, where somebody had put up, Daniele has said, make a poll. So he was trying to make a poll. He put a poll and just put some questions on here saying, I want to show where it was. I'm going to pause and find it real quick. Basically said, broke it down to 3 questions. He said, what do you want? What's your financial goal for the end of the year with a rap memo? Get back the money I paid and go back to my life, or 2 to 3 times my initial investment with low mid crypto risk, or 10 to 20x with higher risk. And you have the, people voted, let's go big. So, let's see what the plan is. So that is what. See, over the weekend, several investors accused the whales of working together, closed on the project and cash out. But then the smaller investors mounted a no project. So it's a lot of, and if anything, you ever been in a Discord or any of this stuff like that, it's a lot of vitriol at times. There's a lot of anger back and forth, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Wonderland Time still has a huge treasury. Quite honestly, though, some of the blowback it's been pulling down. People speculate the price of, if you wonder why Terra Luna has been going down, is because of this problem with Time Wonderland, because a lot of people have their money, they take their money from the Anchor protocol, which we discussed here before, that you can take your, dollars, UST on the Terra Luna network, which are, a stable coin, and get a lot of percentage, but you can then take it over to Abracadabra and get way more percentage. They call it the DJ box. And so because of this problem happening with Time Wonderland, Abracadabra, the price of Terra has just been plummeting. And people, kind of wonder, is it, pulling it down, which could all just be fear and sanity doubt. It could just be a great opportunity. None of this is what I'm saying. Anything today is financial advice or medical advice or advice about that time you should tell your friend about those thoughts you had. So with that said, I love you. You love you. God loves us, and that's all that matters.